Bryan Danielson confirms he recently underwent surgery on his broken arm, leading some to question his status for AEW All-In at London's Wembley Stadium later on next month. Blood and Guts was last night on AEW Dynamite on TBS, and the Golden Elite defeated the Blackpool Combat Club after two members of their team deserted them in the main event. The Ring of Honor World Championship match is now set for the Death Before Dishonor pay-per-view, featuring a member of the Blackpool Combat Club, Claudio Castagnoli, facing a teammate they teamed up with last night on AEW Dynamite. Jungle Boy is no more, but Jack Perry is the brand new FTW champion after defeating Hook on Dynamite last night. MJF and Adam Cole win the Blind Eliminator Tag Team Tournament. They will challenge for the AEW World Tag Team Championships very soon. Orange Cassidy is set to defend his International Championship next week on Dynamite. Sharkboy was backstage at Dynamite last night to promote Shark Week. And also an update when it comes to a name that missed AEW Dynamite last night. Hey guys, welcome back to Wrestling News 365. Hope everyone is doing very well. As always, there are plenty of news stories to get into in the world of All Elite Wrestling. Let's start off talking about Bryan Danielson, who recently underwent surgery, missed Blood and Guts last night, and the question now is, how much more time is he going to miss? Of course, last night, as mentioned, was the violent Blood and Guts match between the Blackpool Combat Club and the Golden Elite, and former world champion and noted fan of the violent arts, Bryan Danielson, was lamenting the fact that he wouldn't be able to get involved in the bloodshed last night. He tweeted out, quote, "Sad I'm missing out again on AEW Blood and Guts," Danielson wrote on Twitter, "but Pac is a fantastic addition to the side of the Blackpool Combat Club. Can't wait to watch the mayhem, and there's nobody better in these types of matches than the BCC." Pac, as I mentioned, was revealed as Danielson's replacement last week due to Pac's long-standing issues with Kenny Omega. Danielson, he unfortunately broke his arm in a match with Kazuchika Okada at June's Forbidden Door pay-per-view, and according to a follow-up tweet, Danielson underwent surgery on the broken limb, getting a steel rod and 9 screws placed in his arm to aid the healing process. He said, quote, "Surgery went well and I'm on the road to recovery," Danielson wrote. "Thank you all for the support and check out Blood and Guts tonight." Of course, he wrote that prior to the event going live on the air. Now, as it comes to a return to the ring, there's no timetable that's really being given for Danielson's return to the ring. This is the second year in a row that he's been sidelined for Blood and Guts, as last year he was also out with an injury. Given the fact that he's got this steel rod and 9 screws in his arm, do you think Danielson will be available and ready to compete at AEW All-In at London's Wembley Stadium in August, at the end of August, or with just over a month to go to the big event, is Danielson going to miss out? Let me know your thoughts, opinions, and predictions in the comment section below. Now let's talk about AEW Blood and Guts. It was, of course, last night live on TBS, and we got a very interesting, violent, gory, and bloody main event. Another AEW Blood and Guts match is in the books after AEW Dynamite saw the 2023 edition last night, no less brutal or bloody than years past. With multiple incredibly brutal scenes throughout the match, the over hour-long bout saw plenty of bloody action, and the AEW debut also of Kota Ibushi. While the match departed from past year's entrance styles, with each man in the match making their own separate entrance rather than all coming out together, Ibushi would arrive last, which initiated the actual start of the match. Chaos ensued from there, including spots between Matt Jackson and Wheeler Yuta on top of the cage structure, and Jackson eventually utilizing the holes in the cage roof to pour thumbtacks on the canvas below, but no one went off the top, as has happened in years past. However, when the crowd chanted tables, they certainly got them, with Pac swinging himself by the top of the cage on the outside of it to drop to a double-footed stomp on Nick Jackson on a table below. If that sounds wild, me just saying it, you're going to have to go and watch it, because it absolutely was wild too. Kenny Omega found himself dropped onto a literal bed of nails, while Jon Moxley and Claudio Castagnoli each got well acquainted with the glass that Mox himself had introduced into the match. By the end, there were 2 defections from the Blackpool Combat Club side of things, with Pac notably swiping some bolt cutters from beneath the ring to cut his way out and escape after arguing with Claudio Castagnoli. Shortly thereafter, Don Callis removed Konosuke Takeshita, signaling for him to leave the match as well, advised that Takeshita followed. With Moxley handcuffed and unable to assist, the Golden Elite had Wheeler Yuta choking out by a chain when Moxley gave the submission on Yuta's behalf. In the end, the Golden Elite, Matt and Nick Jackson, Kenny Omega, Hangman Adam Page, and Kota Ibushi were victorious in the Blood and Guts 2023 match. So, what did you make of the match? What did you think of 2 people walking out in Pac and Konosuke Takeshita? Do you think that was the right move? What are your thoughts on it? What are your reviews? How would you rate it in terms of out of 5? How many stars would you give the match? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I'm really be interested to see what you guys think about that. Now, I mentioned that Pac walked out on his team in the Blood and Guts match. This is now leading to a Ring of Honor World Championship match tomorrow night at Death Before Dishonor, the Ring of Honor pay-per-view. Following their confrontation during Wednesday's Blood and Guts match that led to Pac exiting the match, Claudio Castagnoli cut a promo backstage asking where he was. He said he didn't want to wait another day. He wanted Pac and challenged him to a match on Friday, telling him to step up. AEW social media then posted a response from Pac saying he would see Castagnoli this Friday in Trenton, New Jersey. As I mentioned, Mark Briscoe was originally set to face Claudio Castagnoli in the main event of Friday's show. However, he was pulled from the match due to a knee injury. Tony Khan said an opponent for Castagnoli would be decided after Blood and Guts, and now here we are. So just to confirm the lineup for Death Before Dishonor, you've got the Ring of Honor World Championship on the line, Claudio Castagnoli defending against Pac. The Ring of Honor World Television Championship will be defended as Samoa Joe defends against either Dalton Castle or Shane Taylor. We're going to find out who indeed Samoa Joe is going to be facing tonight on the Ring of Honor Television show on Honor Club. The Ring of Honor Pure Championship will be on the line. Katsuyori Shibata will be defending against Daniel Garcia. The Ring of Honor World Women's Championship is also on the line as Athena defends against Willow Nightingale. The Ring of Honor Tag Team titles will also be on the line in a four-way bout as the Lucha Brothers defend against the Best Friends, the Kingdom, and Aussie Open, who return to tag team action as well. What are your thoughts on Claudio facing off against Pac? Now, last night featured a title change as well. Jungle Boy Jack Perry is no more, as Jack Perry buried his past on Wednesday night and uncovered the path to singles gold in AEW. Perry defeated Hook to win the FTW Championship on AEW Dynamite Blood and Guts. Perry took advantage of a downed referee to strike Hook in the head with the FTW title bouts and get the pinfall victory. It's the first singles title for Perry, who previously had a reign as one half of the AEW World Tag Team Champions alongside his former best friend Luchasaurus. Prior to the match, Perry debuted a new entrance theme as well. First, his old theme, Tarzan Boy, by Baltimora played, but it was quickly cut off. A video then played showing Perry in the desert, burying his old wrestling boots. Back in the arena, he then made his way to the ring to one of the most famous works of classical music, the first movement of Beethoven's Fifth Symphony, no longer introduced as Jungle Boy. He was simply announced as Jack Perry instead. For Hook, last night's loss was actually the first of his professional wrestling career. He wrestled the first matches of his career on an episode of Rampage in December of 2021. Since then, he's never lost a match. He won the FTW Championship from Ricky Starks last July and carried a career record of 34-0 into his title loss against Perry. So the first ever defeat for Hook on AEW television, as well as Jack Perry winning his first bits of gold in AEW too. What did you think about that? MJF and Adam Cole, the tag team of Better Than You, Baby, continues to be successful, and last night on AEW Dynamite, it was no different, as now they're set to challenge for the AEW World Tag Team Championships in the future. Now, debuting on last night's edition of AEW Dynamite, a new mashup entrance theme for MJF and Adam Cole, entering ahead of their big tournament final to a mashup by Mikey Ruckus. Not only were the AEW World Champion and his most recent #1 contender wearing matching gear, they now had a matching theme song as well, titled with the pair's signature catchphrase, Better Than You, Baby. Now there's yet another way to rejoice this unlikely union. And they went on to even win the match, despite losing the pre-match dance-off. Yes, there was a dance-off involved in this. Adam Cole and AEW World Champion MJF have a lot to celebrate. On Wednesday's AEW Dynamite, MJF and Cole defeated the Jericho Appreciation Society's Daniel Garcia and Sammy Guevara in the final of the AEW Blind Eliminator Tag Team Tournament. Not only did the team debut, as I mentioned, matching gear and a new remix theme that combined their respective anthems, but they also hit their heavily hyped double clothesline to get the victory. The win seemed to create a bit of friction in the Jericho Appreciation Society, however, but the tournament winners were too busy celebrating to notice. Chris Jericho came down from his position on commentary to console the losers, but was brushed off by both Garcia and Guevara. Cole and MJF's celebration was cut short by the AEW World Tag Team Champions FTR. The tag team came out and, fresh off their nearly hour-long title defense against Bullet Club Gold, stared down the tournament winners ahead of the July 29 episode of AEW Collision, where the two teams will face off. After the stare down, MJF and Cole's music hit, much to the chagrin of FTR's Dax Harwood, who told Tony Khan to play their music as they are the champions. So they're going to be facing off in the future. What did you make of the match? What did you make of this tag team? And what did you make of the dance-off? The dance-off prior to the bout actually ringing got a lot of people talking. Did you like it? Didn't you? Did you hate it? Did you think that people praising it would hate it if it was on WWE television? Or do you not really care that much? Let me know your opinions on that. Again, very much divided opinion. Orange Cassidy will defend his AEW International Championship once again next week. Orange Cassidy will put his AEW International Championship on the line against former Evolve champion AR Fox on next week's episode of AEW Dynamite. Cassidy's title defense was announced during a backstage interview segment on this week's Dynamite featuring best friends and Darby Allin, where Allin told Cassidy that he has a favor to owe to an old friend. Orange, I have a question for you. I have an old friend that I owe a favor to, and I'm not asking for a handout or anything like that, but without him, I don't think I'll even be here. He took me in when I was homeless, and his name is AR Fox. How about you defend that international championship against him? Darby asked. Yeah, Darby, we're cool, fine. I'll give AR Fox a shot, the champion replied in his nonchalant manner. Cassidy, of course, last defended the AEW International Championship on last week's Battle of the Belt show, where he defeated Lance Archer via countout. That win was his 26th successful title defense, which is the most in AEW history. Cassidy has held the title since October 2022 and is closing in on another landmark, 300 days as the reigning champion. AR Fox, meanwhile, will be challenging for a singles title for only the second time in his AEW career. Fox had previously had a chance to win the AEW TNT Championship last November when he lost to then-champion Samoa Joe. Now, Shark Week is upcoming for Warner Bros. Discovery, and that means that last night at AEW Dynamite Blood and Guts, there was, of course, Sharkboy backstage. Since the company's inception, All Elite Wrestling has worked with a number of legends of professional wrestling from various eras of the sport in a number of different capacities, whether it's coaches like Jerry Lynn, Billy Gunn, and Arn Anderson, or special guests like Bret Hitman Hart, Road Warrior Animal, Sabu, and most recently, Jushin Thunder Liger. Tony Khan's promotion has a reverence for those who came before them and paved the way. And at last night's AEW Dynamite in Boston, it appears that another legend from the heyday of TNA was backstage. According to PW Insider, former WCW and TNA star Sharkboy was seen around the arena ahead of last night's highly anticipated Blood and Guts match between the Golden Elite and the Blackpool Combat Club with Pac and Konosuke Takeshita. The outlet reports that the WCW Power Plant graduate was brought in as part of a promotional tie-in for Discovery Channel's annual Shark Week, which is sponsoring the broadcast last night. Despite being a guest of Warner Bros. Discovery, it's currently unclear what role Sharkboy would play during the show. However, he's been part of several social media posts since arriving at the building, so that's basically what he was. He was part of several social media posts, and maybe he might have filmed some more stuff, but Sharkboy was there, as you can see on the screen right there. Sharkboy, give me a shout yeah in the comments. Finally, Pat Buck missed AEW Dynamite Blood and Guts last night, but for a very, very, very good reason. Pat Buck had planned to be in Boston for AEW Dynamite, but he wasn't able to make it in the end for a very good reason. Formerly a WWE producer, Buck would depart the company in April 2022 and take on a role as an AEW coach. By August of that year, he had been appointed as the Vice President of Talent Relations and would see a further change of job title recently, becoming the Vice President of Talent Coaching. As previously reported, Buck brought in both Ari Daivari and Sarah Stock in coach/producer roles, with AEW Dynamite taking place in the TD Garden in Boston and on a show that featured Blood and Guts match among many other high-profile angles. There's no doubt that Buck would have wanted to be there. However, he was not there as he and his wife welcomed their baby girl into the world. Posted on Twitter, quote, almost made it to AEW in Boston, but Moira Jean has entered the world. The happy news was met with a number of congratulations and well wishes from Buck's followers, and we wish him the same. Congratulations to the couple on the birth of their child. But there you go, guys. It's the latest AEW news for you. Be sure to smash a like on the like button. Be sure to subscribe bottom right hand corner. As always, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and I'll speak for you again very, very soon.
Hey guys, thank you for watching, listening, streaming, or however you come across this video today. Be sure to click on the video on the right there to watch our next video, or click the bottom there to subscribe, or the bottom right hand corner. Thank you very much, and I'll speak to you again very soon.